I'm Dave Cathy, the Food Dude. It's time for another entry in Hidden Oklahoma. The subject this time, Herman Seafood, which opened in 1935.
Daddy started undoubtedly from everything my mother saved in the paper and magazines back at the Black Hotel. Just worked there then as a cook, I'm sure. And originally, I guess he started in World War I, cooking as a cook in the armed service. And when he got out of the armed service, then I think he started into the food business, you know, of some kind, at the Black, and then he moved on to 2 or 3 other little places. But he actually started the first Herman's Seafood at 4th and Hudson. It was a little filling station, was all it was, and it had my daddy cooked, and my aunt and my mother waited on tables and took cash. And that's all the room they had to start and end. They just had the counter and 2 booths. So they then started doing so good because there just hadn't been any seafood restaurants in Oklahoma City. So he started having fresh shipped in, which was by train and plane then, just iced down, you know. People began to really enjoy the fresh seafood and the different kind of seafood he was bringing in. So anyway, he added a fish market to it. And the people would come in, and the women didn't like to touch fish, so we had a man named York, and he would cut the fish up when it came in fresh, and 2, he would season it and fix it up, tell them how to cook it, season it up, roll it in cornmeal or whatever, and then wrap it up for them. So all the ladies had to do was take it home, and he'd tell them how to cook it. And then he added the other room on, and then during the war, the soldiers and sailors and all of them would just be packed, and they'd come there and they'd stand in line. You had to get to that new dining room. You had to stand in line through the market. Anyway, it just grew and grew, and then it burned down. It caught on fire and burned down, and then that's when he moved to 16th and Classen. Well, by then he was a pretty big operator, so the place got quite a bit bigger, and he sort of introduced seafood to this part of the country, fresh seafood, and Daddy insisted everything had to be fresh. Daddy and Mother worked down there probably every day. Daddy did, I know for sure. He was very insistent that his service and his quality be the best, you know. And we'd have people that had worked with us that started as teenage kids, and waitresses and boys and cooks, and they would be grandfathers, you know, and have their sons working there, because Daddy would teach them how to do one job especially, and then they'd stay and do it forever. So we were like one big family down there. The waitresses, you know, were all grandmothers by the time you know, Daddy sold the place. So it was just one big happy family down there. We just all grown up together, you know, me included, you know.